everybody, welcome to the Sunflower Sisters. And today our lesson is about why is Pluto not a planet? Let's get right into it. First, we need to know the planets of our solar system. And we have 8 planets. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Let's continue. Pluto was discovered in 1930. So, I have to tell you guys something. This is not exactly Pluto. This is what the artists think how Pluto looks like. Because the real Pluto pictures are very blurry. And this is what artists think of it. Moving on to the next slide. But where is Pluto? It's not like Pluto changed. And what changed? Why is Pluto not a planet anymore? So many questions. This is what we're going to discuss today. And letting you know, nothing changed. Only our understanding of this planet Pluto changed. Let's move on. Clyde Tombaugh, this man right here, Clyde Tombaugh, discovered the planet Pluto. And by the way, Clyde Tombaugh, I'd like to tell you something. Your glasses are shining. Keep up the good work. Let's continue. Pluto is a tiny ball made from ice and rock. Do you know why it's made from ice and rock? And why it's very cold? Because it is very far from the sun. And it makes Pluto a very, very, very cold planet. And Pluto's measurements are the exact same as Neptune and Uranus. This here is Uranus, this is Neptune, and this one is Pluto. They're all exactly the exact same size. Let's go on. In 1801, they found another planet. And this planet is located between Jupiter and Mars. This planet over here is named Ceres. But what is the asteroid belt? I'm going to show you what's the asteroid belt right now. It is already in the picture. Can you guess? I'll tell you. This area with so many asteroids is the asteroid belt. Now let's continue. Astronomers noticed immediately. Ceres was very small. See, as you can see, this is the planet. This one, the big one is the planet Earth, and the small one is Ceres. And it even makes Ceres smaller than the moon. Wow. So, let's continue to the next slide, everybody. In 1802, they discovered another planet. So, they found another planet, and this planet is called Pallas, found in 28 March 1802. This is how Pallas actually looks like. And they found more and more and more and so on. Let's see what happens next. When they started finding like millions and hundreds and thousands of them, they had to change a lot of things. Because they just can't have like a million planets. They had to change lots of things. So they noticed that the rocks were very different. As you can see, this big blue rock, it's very different. And this yellow rock is extremely different. This yellow rock is spiky. This blue rock is a sphere shape, but it's not even. As you can see, right here, there are little bumps. It is not an even shape. So now let's see what happens next. Let's continue. These rocks were very small and not even a full sphere. They were not even a circle shape, and they were not even at all. And these small rocks now these small rocks, we call them asteroids. We call these small rocks asteroids. We can call Ceres asteroids, we can call Pallas an asteroid, and we can also call these also asteroids. Let's continue. The world went back to learning the 7 planets. The world went back to learning the 7 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. Let's continue to the next slide. And Neptune was made the eighth planet in 1846. Neptune was made the 8th planet on 1846. Let's continue to the next slide and see what's there. Pluto became the 9th planet. Pluto became the 9th planet in 84 years later. 84 years later means it became 9 in 1930. 1930, it became the 9th planet. Now let's continue to the next slide. When it was 1931, Pluto shrunk a little bit. So Pluto shrunk. It shrunk. Now let's see what happens. In 1948, Pluto shrunk once more, and it kept shrinking. It shrank like this. It was like this in 1930, 1931, and 1948. It kept shrinking. It kept shrinking until the astronomers got a nice measurement in 2006. Got an accurate measurement in 2006. One more thing. Do you know how many Plutos it takes to create Earth? It takes 1,459 Plutos to make Earth. Let's continue explaining. And in 1978, they found Pluto's moon, Charon. Pluto has a moon named Charon. Now let's see what happens. And when Charon goes around Pluto, it causes Pluto to It causes Pluto to wobble. And it made astronomers very uncomfortable to use planet to describe Pluto. They didn't want to use planet to describe Pluto anymore. Let's continue to the next slide. And now, from now on, the object is only a planet if it followed this checklist. This is the planet checklist. It must orbit the sun. Pluto can do that. It must be a sphere-shaped or nearly sphere. Pluto is that. But the last thing Pluto cannot do, it has to clear its neighborhood. Pluto cannot do this, so Pluto is not a planet. No, Pluto is not a planet. Let's see now what happened. And some scientists don't agree. They disagree. They want to call Pluto a planet again. And they said the first and third definition should be removed. So this one was orbit the sun, and the other one was it has to clear its neighborhood. They just said the first and third definition should be removed. So they want to call Pluto a planet once more. Let's see now what happens. Well, I think there would be way more planets. And now there are more planets. And now this is a rule. Any object. This is very important. You have to know this, okay? Or else it'll be hard. This lesson. So, any object with enough mass to maintain a spherical or nearly spherical shape would qualify as a planet. So, these are the planets we have so far. It makes Pluto join the party. And it'll make lots of other planets join the party. Let me show you how many. They made so many planets, like their moons, their asteroids, lots of things like Saturn's moons. There are just so many planets to handle. But here comes another question. and it'll make 115 planets all. That's too much to handle. That is a lot. 115? Wow! Let's continue. But some astronomers have pointed out. So they've said that it excludes rogue planets, not orbiting any star. And they also say that it includes all the objects that surround the planet and not the world itself. Being a planet and a star is impossible. So what they did is they called Pluto I'll tell you later. But now I'm going to tell you what they actually mean. Sorry. Okay, so this is the sun, right? And what they said previously is that they have to have enough mass to get a spherical or nearly spherical shape. Let's see. And let me tell you. And the sun has enough mass to get a spherical shape. Or nearly spherical shape. And they said it's impossible to be a star and a planet at the exact same time. It's impossible. So they had to change some things. So what they did, they called Pluto a dwarf planet. Let's look at the dwarf planet checklist to see if Pluto actually fits them. Move on to the next slide. This is the dwarf planet checklist. First, Pluto has to orbit the sun. Check. It has to be a sphere shape. Check. And it didn't clear their neighborhood. Check. That's what makes Pluto not a planet, but a dwarf planet. And this is the end. Hope you guys had an awesome day. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.